Flying. The ultimate dream of speed, freedom, and escaping the limits of everyday life. We've all imagined ourselves soaring above the clouds, feeling the wind rushing past, a bird's-eye view of the world unfolding beneath us. But what if I told you that flying, this incredible superpower, comes with a twist so terrible that it might make you think twice before wishing for it? Yes, you can fly, but the consequences are more bizarre, ridiculous, and unexpectedly horrifying than you could ever imagine. Imagine lifting off for the first time, exhilarated, the ground falling away, and suddenly realizing you can only maintain flight if you're constantly flapping your arms like a chicken. Not just a casual flap, but an endless, exhausting beat of wings that leaves your muscles screaming for mercy. The joy of flight immediately mixes with frustration, sweat, and a very real question. Is freedom worth this punishment? And then comes the first accident. You crash into a street lamp, sending pigeons scattering in terror, and the world is watching. Your dream of majestic flight is now a public spectacle of humiliation, and the thrill starts to mix with dread. But the twist doesn't stop there. You discover that your flight has a strange timing issue. You can soar, yes, but only during the oddest moments, like when a random streetlight flickers or when someone nearby sneezes. 1 second, you're gliding gracefully over rooftops. The next, you plummet to the ground because a cat walked across the sidewalk below. It's unpredictable, chaotic, and completely outside your control. You begin to realize that the power of flight is not just about skill or courage. It's about navigating a world that is actively conspiring to make you fail. And it gets even stranger. Every time you take off, you emit a small, uncontrollable sound. Maybe it's a high-pitched squeak, a groan, or the bizarre clucking of invisible wings. No matter how hard you try to suppress it, your flying announces itself in the most embarrassing ways. Imagine drifting silently above a quiet park, only to produce a noise loud enough to alert every dog in the city who now chase you relentlessly. The freedom you sought transforms into a nightmare of constant vigilance, never-ending motion, and the silent hope that no one notices your ridiculous predicament. Now picture your first attempt to fly over water. The thrill of gliding above a lake or river is undeniable, the sun reflecting off the surface in dazzling patterns. But then you realize that if you touch water, your flight reverses unpredictably. 1 second you're above the lake, the next you're tumbling into it, arms flailing, creating a splash that draws unwanted attention. Each attempt becomes a test of patience, control, and the absurd physics of your own powers. You start to question whether the exhilarating escape from gravity was worth these chaotic, humiliating pitfalls. The psychological toll is just as powerful as the physical one. Every misstep, every accidental crash, every uncontrollable flap chips away at your confidence. Flying, which once seemed like an expression of ultimate freedom, now becomes a lesson in humility, absurdity, and the constant reminder that even superpowers come with limitations. You begin imagining alternatives: teleportation, invisibility, telekinesis. But deep down, the challenge of flight, with all its terrible quirks, becomes oddly addictive. The risk, the tension, the unpredictability, it's intoxicating. Then comes the social aspect. People begin to notice your strange flying patterns, your accidental crashes, your odd noises. Some cheer you on, thinking it's a performance, while others mock you relentlessly. Your relationships, your social life, and your ability to casually go outside are all impacted. Flying is no longer just a private joy. It's a public spectacle, and every mistake echoes through social media, creating a cycle of embarrassment that no amount of skill can fully prevent. Now let's escalate it further. You discover a peculiar side effect. Every time you fly, your sense of direction becomes warped. You can't fly in a straight line. Every flight becomes a loop, a zigzag, a chaotic dance in the sky that leaves you dizzy, disoriented, and wondering if you'll ever touch down safely. The mastery you imagined is replaced by a frantic struggle for survival, and even the simplest journeys, flying from home to the store, become epic adventures fraught with near disasters. And just when you think you've adapted, the ultimate twist strikes. Your flight is contagious. Anyone near you, anyone who observes you mid-air, starts to feel compelled to take to the skies as well, regardless of their own abilities. Chaos multiplies. Streets, parks, rooftops, all filled with untrained flyers flapping, crashing, squeaking, and creating a surreal urban aerial ballet of absurdity and danger. Your superpower, meant for freedom and joy, has unleashed an uncontrollable chain reaction that no one anticipated. But there's still humor hidden in the disaster. Watching the chaos from above, you can't help but laugh at the ridiculousness, the improbability, the sheer absurdity of it all. Flying is still amazing, exhilarating, and visually stunning, but it's now a game of skill, improvisation, and survival against the ridiculous rules your powers impose. Every flight is a lesson in patience, creativity, and the unexpected consequences that define life. With superpowers. Here's the key takeaway. Having superpowers isn't just about the abilities themselves. It's about how they interact with reality, the unpredictability of consequences, and the delicate balance between thrill and disaster. The more extraordinary the power, the stranger and more hilarious the side effects. You thought flying would give you freedom and control, but it gives you chaos, absurdity, and lessons in humility you never expected. So, I ask you, if you had the chance to fly, knowing all these twists and bizarre consequences, would you take it? Would you risk embarrassment, chaos, and a complete loss of control just to experience the ultimate freedom of flight? Or would you prefer a safer, less exhilarating life on the ground? Let me know in the comments what you think you'd do, what side effect would be tolerable, and what would be an absolute deal breaker. If you enjoyed this journey through superpowers, don't forget to like the video, share it with friends who love what-if stories, weird powers, and unexpected consequences. Subscribe to Hidden Consequences for more episodes exploring powers that are incredible, hilarious, and completely unpredictable. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story where every superpower has a twist that could ruin your life, challenge your creativity, and make you laugh while you think. And finally, remember, every choice, every what-if story, every bizarre, unexpected consequence reminds us that freedom comes with responsibility, joy with chaos, and even the most amazing superpowers can carry consequences that no one could foresee. Flying may seem like a dream, but with the right twist, it could become the most hilarious, terrifying, and unforgettable experience of your life.